Hi, my name is Kelly and my company is Water Becomes a Garden. I'm going to talk to you today about lotus. One of the things that I often get asked is, can you grow a lotus if you don't have a pond? And the answer is, contrary to popular belief, absolutely, yes you can. Oftentimes, I'll use a container. This would be a small container for growing lotus in the garden. You can bury this at ground level, plant perennials, annuals around the outside of it, and the water garden is hidden behind amongst the plant material. And then how do you maintain that is very easy. Actually, I have one of these. I've had it for over 20 years in my backyard, and I maintain it for about 15 minutes every year. If you're a previous preform pond owner and you've graduated to a bigger pond, what do you do with your old preform pond? They come in all different shapes and sizes. You can bury that in the garden too. You'll just have a bigger lotus garden. To maintain it, we're going to pretend that this pot is as big as this pot in principle. So water level would be all the way to the top of this pot, but for demonstration purposes, I've already dumped that away. And after winter and snow beaten has occurred, this is about what you come up with a lotus. And then how do you manage that? Oftentimes when you're going to replant a lotus, you'll tip it out of the pot and collect the tubers that are on the bottom. But if you have a very large container, you can't tip the pot. How do you get to take care of that annually? What I do is just start grabbing onto things that grew last year. This is old root. It has no value. The tubers that are planted every spring give way to this running growth that then dies when new tubers form in the fall. So nothing that's here is necessary. Actually, speak of the devil, this is last year's tuber. This is what was planted at the beginning of last year to grow the lotus for the season. It died away, fueled the growth for the season, and then new tubers were formed that are on the bottom. So this is old, it's black, it's rotten, it's not necessary. You can generally, just by reaching into the mud, feel by squeezing something if it's last year's or this year's. If it's good, if it's bad and old. This is squishy, so it's of no value. It's last year's growth. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. What I do is I just keep pulling things up to the surface that don't feel healthy and solid, that are black, squishy, rotten. And after you keep pulling and removing old growth, the only thing that's going to be left behind is going to be the new season's growth. So you can probably cut that mark